Good morning, beloveds. So Facebook is still refusing to allow me to do this landscape, which just annoys me to no end. But right now there's nothing I can do about it. I'm also very yellow. Not sure what that's about, but hey, here we are. And Gabby is in the room with me. So if you hear her commenting, that's what that is. I don't know. I'm trying to, Every time Facebook updates something, they change something. It makes this so much more easy. Not. Okay. All right. It is November 19th. Our title is I Live in Awareness. Our author is Claudine Whitaker. This was published in Creative Thought in February of 1960. So it's a Science of Mind article, and she is going to start with a Bible quote. So I live in awareness. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. And that's from Philippians 4:4. Infinite Mind has created me to be an organ of its expression. I express the divine nature by living in awareness that it is my nature too. All that it is, I am. I rejoice in the limitless abundance of God and know that my true self is limitless abundance. I can never lack, for I can never be without myself. There is no limit to the wealth which I can externalize from myself. There is no lack or fear of lack in my thinking. Therefore, there is no lack in my experience. Abundance expresses joyfully, richly in all my affairs. I rejoice in the pure, harmonious life of God now coursing through my veins. There is no sickness or fear of sickness in my thinking. The radiant health of God expresses in my body. Love, peace, joy, wisdom, truth, beauty, power, these God is, and therefore these I am. I rejoice that I am a spiritual thinking being created to express the nature of God. All right. And therein lies the rub. What we think we are, we are. What we think we are, we are. And also the reminder that, when we talk about prosperity, when we talk about abundance, we're not just talking about money. It's so much more than that. It's relationships and experiences and the people around you and all of that comes with living a rich life. So you don't have to have a whole lot of money to have a very rich life. Wonderful friends and, I think what it was, Raymond Charles Barker says that prosperity is the ability to do whatever he wants when he wants. And that does take money, so money is part of that, but that's not it. It's also about health and, awareness. And so what Claudine is reminding us is like who you are. You are a beloved child of God, but the point, if we could be said to have a purpose, and here's where everybody gets all freaked out about, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? What is my purpose? Well, you know what your purpose is? Your purpose is to come here and express God. That's it. That's it. Anything you do beyond that is your gift to God. The talents that God gave you, the life that God gave you, that is, that's your purpose. That's your gift from God. What you do back with the talents and, and the experiences you have, those are your gifts back to God. And so what Claudine is reminding us is like, look, when we get caught in, maybe a rut would be a good way to say it. When we get caught in ruts, and it happens, we get caught in ruts, we have forgotten who we are. When we find that we're not living the life that we want, frequently we don't live the life we think we want. And then we go back and look at the life that we think we want. And we're like, that's not really the life that I want. That's important work to do. But if we go back and we realize we're not living the life that we want, well, then where do we need to go back to? Well, go back to the first cause. Go back to God. Go back to God and review all of the things that God is. I'm frequently trying to remember that list, and she just laid it out there for me, so I'm going to pick it back up. What is God? Love, peace, joy, wisdom, truth, beauty, and power. That all of those are qualities of God. Therefore, all of them are qualities of you. So if you are not living the life that you think you want, then maybe it's time to go back and review those qualities of God. And which of those qualities are you not expressing? And then go and find ways to express those qualities and see what it brings into your life. How do you express love? Well, you do that in relationship with another living being. And I say that it doesn't have to be a person. I have fur babies, and I express love in that relationship as well as with my partner and my friends and, all of those people that I love. How do you express peace? Well, one of the ways you express peace is by taking a deep breath before you speak. That gives you a moment to think, okay, what am I about to say? Is what I'm about to say helpful, kind, compassionate, loving, peaceful? Does it help to generate a more peaceful world? How do you express joy? Well, a good belly laugh. We watched, I love the Hallmark movies. I do. And I didn't used to be a huge Christmas fan, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm a December baby, so, I have my own issues with Christmas. And it's also during the seasonal effect high point disorder, seasonal effect disorder high point. So there's that too. And so we were watching the one from the Movies and Mysteries, The Miracles of Christmas. And the child, it was a husband and wife, and it was the mother and stepfather, and the child was autistic. Okay. Now I Googled it to make sure, and the actor who played the autistic child is autistic. So I was like, this better be, and he is. So I was like, okay. Where was I going with this? Oh, joy. But so it was a really, the movie was really, it was sweet, and it was loving, and it was all of it, and it was joyful, and they expressed joy in that movie. And my husband watched it with me. And so, there we are. And it was like, oh, it wasn't sappy. It wasn't silly. It was actually a really good movie. So joy, and there were a variety of ways to express it in that. How do we express wisdom? Well, again, that can go back to the deep breath before you speak, so that you choose your words wisely. Knowing that prosperity is far more than money, knowing that that abundance is far more than money, recognizing who you are. How do we express truth? Well, that goes back to knowing who you are, and two, knowing who everybody else is too. It's like, you're a beloved child of God. Are you willing to recognize everybody else is the beloved child of God? Recognizing that it's all God. How do we express beauty? Well, that is partly appearance, but it's not just appearance. It's also how we carry ourselves and how we treat other people. The most beautiful people are the people who are loving, kind, and compassionate in their actions and their words and their deeds. And then how do you express power? Again, comes back to knowing who you are. So she says, I live in awareness because I am aware of who I am. And that's what the mission every day is to be aware of who you are. The fullness of God is present everywhere, at every point and in time and space of its creation, because God is not bound by time and space. Therefore, the fullness of God is present in you right this moment, and the next moment, and the previous moment. The fullness of God was always there. What did you make of it? What did you do with the fullness of God? And are you willing to do a little bit more? Are you willing to express a little bit more? Are you willing to express a little bit more of the qualities of God? Well, that's the question. That is the question. And that therein lies the mission. Now, I want to remind you, I did start with a Bible quote, and I'm always going to go back to what Reverend Norm says about Bible quotes when you take them out of context. Go back and read. It's chapter 4, line 4. Go back and read from the beginning of the chapter and read a little past it. What is the Bible quote talking about? All right. So the mission today is to rejoice in the limitless abundance of God and to know that your true self is that limitless abundance also. And how do you do that? If your life isn't working the way you want it to, go back to the source of your being. That's why I say it every day. That's why the next thing I'm about to say, which is the spiritual practice of self-care, doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate. That's part of that limitless abundance. That's part of expression. That's part of being willing to look at your life and go, okay, well, these are the places where it is not working so well. So what quality of God am I not expressing? And how can I express it more fully? Okay? Spiritual practice is to do something loving, do something kind, do something compassionate for yourself. And the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing that you can do for yourself is to know the truth of your being. The truth of your being is that you're a beloved child of God. And then go get to know the source of your being, which is God. You know? And how do you do that? Well, you watch things like this. You read sacred literature, you go and spend time with your community that practices the presence. You look at the qualities of God and find interesting and creative ways to bring those qualities more fully into your life. You know, I do say you deserve joy. Joy is quality of God. You deserve joy. Find a way to bring a little bit more of that into your life. You know, how do you do that? Because no matter what is going on in the world, it doesn't matter. No matter what's going on in the world, no matter what's going on in your life, you deserve joy. So how do you practice more of that? Knowing it's a quality of God, knowing it's a quality of you. So, and when I say to do something loving, do something kind, do something compassionate, I say you can do one thing that's all three, or you can do three things, or you can do all the things, because eventually that's the goal, to make all things that you do loving, kind, and compassionate. That's the goal. Part of the reason why I say it every day. But some basic suggestions to take a deep breath before you speak. You know why. I've already explained that. So that you can make sure that what's about to come flying out of your mouth is loving, kind, and compassionate. Even when it's hard things, especially when it's hard things. To make to take a break, to take a walk, to take a nap. Reverend Marcia liked to talk about naptations. It's like you start a meditation and then you realize you've taken a nap. Well, you needed the nap. She calls them napitations. Those are okay. Those are, if you decide to lay down and do a treatment and you fall asleep in the middle of the treatment, then you just finish the treatment when you wake up. And maybe the realization was that if you wake, especially if you wake up feeling more refreshed. Those three basic ones, the take a walk, take a nap, take a break, those are the human equivalent of turning it off and turning it back on. Sometimes when we're working on things, we need to put them down and walk away from them for a little while, and then come back at them with a fresh mindset. So, and then I also say to eat dessert first. And by that, I mean, don't save the good stuff. Don't save the good stuff. Go ahead. None of us know how long we've got. I had 2 people in my life die last week. So that it's all the more emphasis to make sure that I am, when I say living life to the fullest, it doesn't mean that I have to get everything done. It means that I am fully expressing the truth of my being. I'm fully expressing God, spirit right here, right now, all of the time. It means that I am being the most loving that I can with myself and everybody else Okay. Don't save the good stuff. But it also means, we have all of these fancy things, clothes and dishes and, and foods, and we save them for holidays. And it's like, you know what? Why not an ordinary Tuesday? Why not go out of your way to make an ordinary Tuesday extraordinary? Or any other day that's ordinary. This week we've got coming up Thursday, which is out of the ordinary. But we could do it more often. Do we have to do the big cooking and get together? No. But we can invite a few people over and do something a little out of the ordinary, a little more often. I do enjoy the story that my friend told me, Lilia told me, when she said she was just having lunch with her friend, and her friend brought out the good china and the silverware. And she said, when my husband passed away, I realized that I wanted to make every day or every meal a little more special. And so she uses that good china. That's what we're talking about. Don't save the good stuff. Do it now. Do it now. All right. I already talked about joy. Make sure you make room for joy in your life. You deserve it. No matter what's going on. So do that. And then I guess I'm kind of rolling over through these kind of oddly today. It is what it is. So the rest of the suggestions, do something to engage your mind and your body. Drink plenty of water. You know how I feel about hydration. It's super important. I've had a whole lot of water today, so that's a good thing. Your brain works better, your body works better, your skin looks better when you're well hydrated. So hydrate. Get that early in your day bright light. It was kind of interesting because at one point when we went over the freeway, I saw just the edge of the sun peeking up through on the horizon. It was red. And so I was like, ooh. And then by the next time we saw it, it was a big orange ball. It was kind of cool. I enjoy seeing the sunrise. I do make an effort to see it at least once a week. We see a lot of sunsets. Do we get to see the sunrises? So it's, that's the very definition of spending love recklessly, because God creates these amazing sunrises and sunsets every day. And maybe nobody sees them, but but God does it anyway. So, that's the kind of life I want to live. I want to create beauty just because, even if nobody sees it. So, all right. Which means I'm at that was I don't know, hydration. Get the 5 to 7, get the 7 to 10 bright light, early in your day bright light. I did see the sunrise this morning. So, I did get that sunrise, and it has helped tremendously. So if you cannot, because you either get up before or after, artificial light can work. And if you need a little extra support, then as I've said before, Google sun lamp or seasonal effect disorder lights. I think at this point you can buy a light bulb you can screw into something you already have. So, it shouldn't be some big complicated device. Should be a light bulb. But get that 5 to 10 minutes between 7 and 9 or whenever. All right. I'm just going to roll myself right into this. It's the Ernest Holmes quote. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around us all the time because it's all God. We've talked about the single photon theory, right? It's all God. God made everything out of itself. There is one substance. It's God's substance. You are made of God's substance. You are made by God, of God, for God, right? You are God's substance. Get to know the truth of your being. Get to know the source of your being. Both of which are very important. All right. And what that quote means to me is what it makes me realize is that heaven is not a place. It is not a place we have to get to. It is a mindset. It is a state of consciousness. Once we recognize that, it can become any place we are. And that's when it goes from a state of grace to a superpower. So, and one of the easiest ways to do it is to look for the good and praise it. Take Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice. Count your blessings. It is the little blessings. I will quote Gandalf at that. It's not the big acts that hold back the darkness. It's the little everyday small acts of kindness. So that's what we want to look for, because it adds up to the big stuff. So, all right. So take Emma's advice, and science will back me up on that. The best way to change a grumpy mood, gratitude. Gratitude will do it. Random acts of kindness, acts of volunteer service, counting your blessings. So, all right. Social media. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I commend to you those. I am the Running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I'm on. That will let you, there are hours of content on both the Facebook and the YouTube channel. And, in not too long, we're going to have an amazing Sunday service for you right here on Facebook Live. So, hopefully the iPads are not going to, this will be interesting. All right. Now I'm going to think about that. All right. Yeah. If you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That'll get you on the constant contact. And that way you'll know what's going on with the center, even when I am having a flibberty gibbet moment and don't. If you've never seen Joe versus the Volcano, I commend that to you. That's where I got the word flibberty gibbet. Okay. Love Meg Ryan. Yeah. As I completely lose the thread of my conversation, I am going to remind you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an amazing day, an awesome day, a truthful day, a joyful day, a powerful day, a beautiful day, and I've forgotten the rest of the words. Loving day, a kind day, a compassionate day, a wisdom day. That's the word I forgot. Wisdom day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. All right? As I remind you, a lot. Know the truth of your being. Explore the truth of your being. Peel back the layers of everything that you have been told you are. By society, by culture, by religion, by family, by people that know you, by people that don't know you, by the marketing industry. Peel all of that away and get to know who God knows you to be. Because I can promise that person is really good and probably pretty cool. All right? All right, beloveds. I'm going to remind you, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. We do have a service for you here at 11, which will be up on YouTube later. It'll either get up tonight or Monday, depending on what I have to do tonight. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.